10th Civil Service Commission meeting to order. Before we get started, I will just note that Commissioner Durham is absent tonight. He had informed us, I guess, 2 meetings ago that he would be out tonight. And Director James is out. He is having some health issues, I think, with his neck and just in some pain and so forth. So he is not with us tonight. So everyone else is here. First order of business is January Commission meeting minutes. You have a copy of those in front of you. Again, they were sent to you by email, but you have a hard copy. You would review those, and then you need a motion to approve those, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the January 13th, 2014 minutes as written.
I have a motion to approve the January 13th minutes as written. Do I have a second?
No. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed say no. Minutes are approved as written. Next item up is public comment on any item not on the agenda. And other than executive session, we only have one item on the agenda, but I'll open the floor for public comment at this time on any item. No public comment forthcoming. All right. Under old business, Chief Payne last meeting had just told us briefly that he was going to do some research into division chief testing in some other cities. We won't get into much detail on that tonight, but I think Chief Payne has a little update for us on that. So, Chief Payne.
After talking with several different agencies in that area, basically, is that the division chiefs are given a certain set of criteria to move to it so that they have a testing and have a list, and then individual criteria is set up where it moves into training or where it moves into the fire marshal, which is a possibility that we might have, and that becomes under the chief's discretion as whether or not the qualifications are there for that. Basically, what they've done is, because you do not have an inkling a lot of times where the division's chief's vacancy would occur, so they have a certain criteria of basic jobs or basic classes and educational background and time and grade that they have to meet before they're able to apply for the division chiefs. Then, after the division chief's list is set, then the chief will sit down and write the criteria for whichever one of those, him and his staff, and then those people are selected from that. And that's the way most of the agencies in the surrounding area are doing the division chief's promotional testing.
So based on that, would you foresee that we would continue just to do a general division chief testing?
Yes. Right now, we've tried. There's always been a position, and now then we're to the point where we're starting to grow the fact that we possibly will have 2 positions, and so therefore it will be a general criteria for a division chief with the minimum qualifications, if you would, and then specific qualifications for those jobs would be wrote.
Again, we don't want to get into a ton of detail tonight because of having everybody here and so forth, but any questions at this point? We'll come back to this, I'm sure, more in depth next month. Okay. All right. And again, we will have, we've already got several items, agenda items for next month concerning the process, so we will bring that one back. The other item of business tonight is the interview sessions for fire department engineer and police sergeant. Before we go to that, just to mention a couple of things. I did receive a request this morning for a deferral on tonight's interview, and I first of all, I'm not authorized, obviously, to speak for the entire commission, but I felt that I had to give the employee some guidance this morning as to what I thought the commission would probably decide. So I was not trying to forethink anything. I was just trying to be fair to the employee. So I will just read to you briefly. The email came from Officer Rusi to Director James, dated yesterday at 2:10 p.m. And it was actually in response. We had made a decision because of the number of firefighters to be interviewed tonight. We had, after we did our drawing, as you know, we do a drawing as to the order that we go in, luck of the draw. The fire department was chosen to go first tonight. The police department, by drawing, was selected to go second. We did not see a need for those officers to sit here for an extended period of time waiting for us to go through 7 firefighters. So Director James had sent out an email telling the police candidates to wait and report at 7 o'clock as opposed to 6 tonight. So in response to that email, he received this email again at 2:10 yesterday. I have just received your message concerning the interviews for Sergeant. I'm currently on vacation and will be out of state until 2/15/14. I'm asking that I be allowed to take the interview at a later date. Thank you for your time on this matter. Director James this morning received that first thing this morning at 7:07. He answered back to the employee, Greg, only the Civil Service Commission can extend their interview schedule. I'm CCing the Commission Chair John Chapman with my response to you, which also contains the email with your request. You should hear from the Commission regarding your request. Again, at that point, I just felt a need, as opposed to just saying I will present it tonight and the decision will be made, I felt a need to try to be fair to the employee and let him know what I thought based on past history. My response at 9 o'clock this morning was, I will bring the issue up for decision from the Commission tonight, but it is my opinion that the Commission will not grant this request based on the following. And I listed just 5 little bullets. The first one being the approximate date of interviews is known at all times, and that the rules and regulations set written testing dates for the 4th week of January each year, and oral interviews always follow shortly thereafter. Second point, the actual date of this interview was set at the Civil Service meeting on November 12th, 2013, and publicly communicated, with subsequent reminders of these dates put forth at each meeting thereafter. Third, the Commission has conducted oral interviews on this same night, February normal meeting night, every year since we went to the January written testing protocol. Note that one of the reasons the Commission voted to set an established testing cycle was to allow employees more scheduling certainty for vacations. Next, the Commission recently rejected the request of another employee to change a testing date due to vacation. Last point, the Commission has expressed an unwillingness in the past to allow an employee to delay any part of the promotional testing process unless it involved an unavoidable emergency due to the possible or perceived advantage that the affected employee might gain. As stated above, these are just my opinions of how the Commission might respond to this request that I'm providing for the employee's benefit, but the request will be submitted to the Commission tonight for consideration. So you have the employee's request for a deferral, and I'll open that up for questions or discussion. Secretary Harrington. Secretary Harrington, yes.
We have to be consistent with this policy. I think what you said is 100% accurate, and we're going to need a motion to grant this, and I know Madam City Attorney always wants that in the affirmative. So y'all may have something else to say, but I'll go ahead and make the motion that we grant the request.
And I agree. I will not vote. I will vote to deny the request, but I will second the motion for the purpose of bringing it to a vote and giving the employee an actual vote. Any further discussion? So we have a motion and a second. And the motion is to approve the request. Discussion on the motion. All those in favor say yes. All opposed say no.
No.
All right. Again, just kind of state again, we know a year in advance we will be here this same night next year probably doing this exact same procedure. So, all right, we move on to the executive session motion, and just we will be asking the employees to sequester themselves down in the blue room. We don't have Director James here to babysit, but we will come get them one at a time as we're ready for them. We will do a motion to come back into public session afterwards, but there will be no discussion at that point other than a motion to adjourn. So the rest of the night's business will be executive session. And again, we will call one at a time. The order was based on a drawing. Again, fire department is first. Before we do that, I'll open the floor again for any comments at all on any point at this time. Mr. Mayor, with Vernon out, are you going to lock this door?
I'll lock this door.
And we'll just exit through the other doors we've done before. All right. The only other thing I'll say before we have a motion for executive session, just the employees involved in the interview, obviously, with Director James not being there, we'll ask you to not discuss, obviously, anything from the interview with anyone that has not gone through the process.
Mr. Mayor, will the, excuse me, Mr. Chairman, will the police officers know to go in that way?
We can put a note. I'll put a note on the
Okay.
door for you. I'll put a note on this door to enter through the blue room, and we'll prop it open just a little bit.
Okay. All right. Nothing else? Madam City Attorney?
No, sir.
All right. I'd entertain a motion for executive session.
So moved.
Second? Motion and second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed say no. The executive session. And again, we'd ask the employees to retire to the blue room. It will take us a few minutes to get ourselves organized, and then we will begin to call you.
That door will be locked.
Y'all keep an eye on the weather.
Yeah.
Well,
It probably won't, but if it comes, y'all get out of here.
I guess we're going to have to keep hammering on this.
Give us a ring on the
Yeah, yes, that way.
you can.
How are you, Chief?
I'm getting by. I'm good. How are you?
I'm getting by.
I'm just, we don't.
You too. You're going to beat the blizzard home.
I'm hoping not to. I dealt with it Friday.
Knock on our door.
I'm ready for it to hit 60 Friday and stay there.
Yeah,
stay.
isn't that
Until
the
it goes
truth?
up to about 120.
And some sunshine for a change. Boy, I feel like I've been living in a cave.
I'm thinking seriously of buying a houseboat and moving to Key West.
No, that would work too.
Not moving to Panama.
How many times are we going to have to deal with this scheduling issue?
Yeah, that's not even worth discussing. If they can't figure it out by now.
Come in.
Come in.
The monitor out here is still on, so when your voices are going through the system.
Okay. Right.
Not sure that would help, but it certainly would be good.